welcome back to my channel. My name is Auzerais. I'm the founder of Blondery. We make and ship all natural, the best blondies you would ever taste in your life. We ship them nationwide, and I am here to share with you guys how I am adjusting to my very much growing business during this pandemic. I have 4 points. Ooh, succinct. I like it. I have 4 points that I'm going to go over on how I'm adjusting. I hope that this is helpful to someone, and let's get started. So, number one thing for me has been to have multiple suppliers of my raw materials ready to go, or RTG as we would say in the kitchen. You need to have your packaging person. You need to have multiple people that can do that for you. You need to have multiple suppliers for your raw ingredients, such as maybe flour, eggs, sugar, butter. We are going through a national flour shortage. We're slowly coming out of it, but it's been really hard to get flour in the supermarkets, as you guys may already know. Before, I was buying my flour at Restaurant Depot and Jetro and things of that sort, but even they were running out. So I had to figure out, where am I gonna get my flour from? I'm a pastry business. I needed flour. So luckily, I have friends in the industry and I've worked in the industry, so I knew of some distributors that would be able to help me. But before that, I even reached out directly to King Arthur and was like, can I please buy a few 50-pound bags of flour? And they were like, no, you have to go through our distributor. I was like, okay, which one? Called 2, they didn't even have it. Called the 3rd one, they did. Yes, it was delivered, I think like 2 days later, but I stocked up because I was like, I can't do it. I was so stressed out about the flour situation. So have multiple people that you can get it from, because one isn't gonna cut it. Make a list of your inventory. Yeah, that's on my list. Make an inventory sheet before you even get popping in business, because once you get popping, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be too late, but it's going to be a little chaotic, as it was for me. So now I have inventory sheets that have pars on them. So a par is basically a number that you don't ever want to dip below. So for me, my packaging, I know, is for some reason super hot when it comes from my packaging partner. I don't know why, but they go out of stock pretty often at random points of the year. So I know for me, like, I wouldn't feel comfortable having less than 500 boxes on hand. So whenever I get to 450, I'm like, okay, ordering 300 more. You know what I mean? Same with my raw ingredients. So like bags of flour, butter, all my core stuff. Like if I get below, even baking powder has been a little hard to get. Oh, and brown sugar, light brown sugar has been super hard to get a hold of during this pandemic. So those are the 3 or 4 things that I have had to source from different places than I normally would, but all good. Oh, the second thing is kind of a big one. Invest in reliable transportation. I was using Uber and Zipcar, and Zipcars are a hot demand right now in New York City because no one is on the subway. So a few times I had to take an Uber to the Zipcar. It's insane. Like, it was insane for a good chunk of June. It was just like, whoa. So I ended up spending $1,336 on transportation just in June on these alternate car sharing and services and stuff. And I was just thinking, long term, what is this gonna look like in the fall? I need to get a car. So my original plan was I'm gonna spend $5,000, get a little beater and just rock with that. But the dynamics of buying a used car, I would love to have been able to take it to a family mechanic that I know, but I'm out here by myself in New York, so I didn't have that luxury. My friends didn't really know mechanics, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to spend a lot more money on a car because I need something that's newer, that I don't have to worry about the transmission going out or anything like that. So luckily, my dad, who's in California, was able to find a car on a lot. I think the next day I went and got it. I'm still adjusting to the fact that I just spent so much money on a car, but it's something that, you know, I felt like I needed to do at this time in my life because I was spending way too much money. I was basically investing in Uber, but not really getting a return from it. So I now have a car, a 2019 Nissan Rogue. Oh, and that was the other thing is like, during the pandemic, they're not allowing people to test drive cars. So I had to get a car that I had already driven. And luckily the last week of June, I was just like, I can't keep spending all this money on Uber. I'm gonna just get a rental car. And that was the rental car. So my dad was able to look and see which lots had newer Nissan Rogues. We found one, went and got it. It's outside. Like I said, still adjusting to the purchase price. Number 3, super important, keep your lines of credit open and clear. So obviously that's a goal for most people, but when you're in business, that is super important because this influx of business I was not expecting. And luckily I am super like obsessed now about my credit and my lines of credit, so they were already kind of like clear. So I was just like I had to pay off like $100 here, $50 here, but like luckily I could use my credit to the max and then just pay it all down. Just paid it all down at the end of the month with the income that came in, because some of the terms that I was receiving for some of my bigger orders were like 15-day, 30-day, whatever. So I didn't want to like. Yeah, you need to have good credit and you need to have your lines of credit open. So the 4th thing is pay for good help. And I think that that is super important. I had the pleasure of paying my friends during this time to help me get through this huge surge until I got better systems in place. And they were even able to offer me suggestions on how to get better systems in place. So definitely don't be afraid to reach out to your network, but pay them. Don't take advantage of their time. Don't take advantage of their willingness to help you. Pay your friends. I also signed up for this service called Acadium, which is an apprenticeship program. So me as an employer, I will go on, and it's kind of like dating a little bit. It's kind of like Tinder-ish, where you just kind of like swipe through people's profiles and see what they're looking to learn from you. And then hopefully it matches up with what you are trying to get from them. So a lot of it is digital marketing stuff. Such as Shopify, MailChimp, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, which that is the core of my business. So we are in alignment. I did a round of interviews on Thursday. I really like one of the people I interviewed. I'm going to do another round on Tuesday. It costs between $200, it seems like, and $260, depending on how many credits you're willing to buy. I bought 2 credits, which equals to 6 months worth of work. So I spent $500 and something. And if you use my promo code, which I will link in the description box, you'll get $50 off. But basically they'll work for you virtually for 10 hours a week, and you can have them do anything from scheduling your social media posts, scheduling your email marketing campaigns, importing orders into Shopify that maybe you get from your corporate clients. All of those things they will do for you. And these people seem like they're really willing to learn, and they want to learn about what you're doing in your business. So it's a very natural fit. Yeah, I'm super excited. Don't forget that we have sample boxes all year round on blondery.com. And if you guys are not interested in a sample box for whatever reason, you just want to go to the big one, we'll have the large ones later this month or next month. But you have to be on the wait list, so make sure that you subscribe to that. I will link that in the description box below as well. And yeah, this is what I'm doing to adjust to my newfound popularity in the food space. See ya!